Hey everybody, good afternoon, good afternoon. So I am back for part 2 of synesthesia. So it seems that was a topic that a few people were interested in, and it's one I know well, unfortunately too well. A lot of people are not aware of extrasensory abilities. These are not to be confused with mental illness. These are diagnoses that have been verified to be accurate, truthful, and of a natural manner versus a synapsis in the brain when you have things like, other disorders. It's not considered a disorder. So this video is going to be about more synesthesia, but some of the more rare forms, and then maybe I'll share a few of my experiences. So the first one that I'm going to talk about is another rare one. It is a hard one to say. I'll probably butcher the name. It's called lexical gustatory synesthesia. Lexical gustatory synesthesia. Say that 3 times fast. Fuck. Anyway, it's one of the rarest forms. This is where people have an association between a taste in their mouth and words. I'm one of those people, so I understand this very well. It's said that only less than 2% of the population actually have this. It's certainly a unique ability. I could always tell when someone's going to tell a lie to me too, because I'll have the same thing happen, except it's not on the sides of my tongue, it's in the back of my tongue. And it gives off a taste. It's so weird. So people think that certain things are the standard because it's what you've known your whole life, and then later you find out that only 2% of the world could do this. Shit. I just thought I was weird. Nope, it's that you guys who don't use your senses are weird. It's not me. I'm just aware of them more than the average person. See, this has its benefits and then it has its curses to it too. Because sometimes it could be overwhelming because you have so many different senses, so you could read people very well. So you pretty much know what's coming in advance before they do it. Part of that, though, also might be because of my knowledge in hermetics and lunations and star alignments and metonic cycles and lunar cycles, because if you can master those, you know what's going to happen in the universe. Not like with the cartoon, not Masters of the Universe like that, but you could see the programs. So not only do I have extra abilities where I can sense them, I could also see, and I could project outside of myself to see in the future what's going to happen based on the star alignment. Because cycles repeat, and when a cycle repeats on the Earth cycle stratosphere, people do the same shit over and over again. So you know that at the same time, that past cycle, they're probably going to be doing the same thing. Unless they wake up. Wake up. Another form that's very rare, and I have this one too, of course, number form synesthesia. So this is, and these have all been around since the beginning of time. They studied these long, long ago. So, you know, either I'm late to the party or you're late to the party, but I don't know who's late, but we're here. So it was documented by polymath Sir Francis Galton more than a century ago that numbers would appear in the mind as mental maps. This is true. Here's a representation of how it might be experienced. Usually these maps are, you know what, you won't be able to see this because you can't see what I'm looking at. Well, damn. Take 500. Okay, let's try this again. So I had to delete the last part because you can't really see the map that I'm talking about, that I'm looking at in the picture. So maybe I'll do a part 3 on that, show the mapping and how the mind works with these type of extra sensory perceptions. So I'm going to read on it a little bit more. It says, this type of synesthesia may result partly from the fact that the areas of the brain for processing numbers and that for spatial representations are relatively close to each other. It's thought that as much as 20% of the population may have a number of forms of synesthesia or related experiences, which means that days, months, or the alphabet take on a spatial form in their mind. Yeah, this is so accurate with these things. See, and that also goes with MK programming, MK Ultra, diamond level, presidential level. People that know the arts and how the mind work can take these type of extrasensory perceptions, hypnotize a person, and insert code words or trigger words. These are a lot of the ways that back in the day when they would do programming on people. I'm not going to go too much into that because I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm a person who's studied and who's lived. So my knowledge isn't second and third and fourth hand. It's I've lived through it, or I know someone, or my family. So I'm just keeping it basic to show you the different types of synesthesias that are out there so that you can be aware of them. Again, don't confuse them with mental illness. They are not the same. It is verified that they're not the same. From the studies, it shows that about 40% of people who have synesthesia have it through their genetics. You know, that epigenetic makeup, your family tree, your binding links, your breaking chains. You know how you're breaking chains? By me telling you these things that they run in the family. Maybe you have it too. Maybe your family. But if I look at it, it says that 40% of It says, fucking A. We're going to laugh at my pain as I stumble through these speaking mistakes. I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it, you guys. It doesn't help that I wear a denture and it's loose. Yeah, my teeth are fake. Thanks to my scleroderma. When I was young, I lost my teeth not because of anything I did, but because of something I was born with or developed, whatever. Scleroderma, which of course is a rare disorder. I get all the rare stuff. Isn't that something? Lucky me. Or strong me. I'm going to say strong me. There are some types of synesthesia which can either be chemically induced by psychoactive stimulants or developed through experiences, whether learned or following a traumatic experience. An example of the latter, there's a link here, it shows how post-traumatic stress syndrome and graphene color synesthesia go together. See, that again goes with MK Ultra programming, because they could take people as psychiatrists or doctors or whomever or whatever elites or lodges or affiliations or satanic organizations. They know people like us with these extrasensory perceptions, so they will try to take you under their wing and brainwash you with conditioning into their belief system, and you could be hypnotized while you're awake and not even know it. See, you don't have to be in a deep hypnotic state to be hypnotized. You could just not pay attention and be hypnotized. So I also want to go over different types of MK Ultra programming, like Imperial programming, how that works, and how some of these can be attached to synesthesia. Although synesthesia is natural, satanic ritual abuse and programming is not. So we'll go ahead in my next video and discuss a little bit more about that. But for now, it's just synesthesia time. Then we have chromesthesia. With this one, it's one where people tend to associate high-pitched sounds with light or with bright colors. And then they associate low-pitched sounds with things like dark colors. So with that, think about that. If MK Ultra programming is used through also color magic, might they be taking advantage of this type of a natural ability? Things that make you go, I've been aware of my synesthesia since I was young, so I choose to use it to my advantage, and I use it to help me learn. I've learned techniques to where I learn different than the average person. I associate my learning things with visual pictures. So a lot of times you will notice in my pictures that my eyes are all over the place. And people think maybe, what the fuck is she doing? Is she nervous? Is she crazy? Is she high? No, I visualize things in my head in order to get the words out, because I first see them in a visual form, in the appearance of shapes, colors, maps, all kinds of stuff. It's like I could remember things through the weirdest ways, but they work for me. So, you got to work with what you got. Oftentimes those things that we think are curses can be blessings. Oftentimes those things about us that are quirky and unique are what make us amazing. See, I think that becoming aware of yourself, and this includes your weaknesses, I think those turn out to be your biggest strengths because they become your biggest learning moments. You could choose to either overcome, or you could choose to stew in the shit. I choose to overcome. I don't like the stank. Shit ain't for me. So here's another video talking about synesthesia, and at the same time telling you a bit about me. So my information does come from textbooks, but it also comes from experience, since I'm a synesthetist. I also used to be an esthetician, which has nothing to do with the synesthetist, but it's funny because they sound kind of similar. That was an ADD moment right there, you guys. I just went whoop and had to come back. Come back, Jody. Stay on topic. I need to work on that. Focus. Oh shit, my eye did this. That's one thing that I do that I don't, another reason I don't like to watch my videos, besides my little stutter, is my eye sometimes says, fuck off, I'm going here. And I'm like, but I'm looking this way. I'm looking at you, and my eye has done, take it off or gone here. And it's weird because while it's happening, I still see straight, but I also am watching my eyes do. Gotta love me.